Okay, everybody, welcome in. It is 12:29 a.m. Central Time on Monday, April 28, 2014, and this will probably be my last severe weather update for the night, unless something else goes wrong over the next several hours. Now, if you've been paying attention to what's been going on over the last couple of days, mainstream media has been trying to warn the nation about this impending severe weather outbreak. It has occurred, and it continues to occur now throughout the night, and it's going to carry on into tomorrow. We're going to need to be aware in the states east by northeast of the states that were already hit. Now you can see the giant rotating low pressure system here, and it's currently centered now over Kansas and Nebraska, pulling due north, almost north by northwest, back around, literally back west. As it's doing that, you can see the severe snow outbreak. Let's go ahead and turn on the winter weather alerts. And when I say severe, there are actual warnings and watches and advisories issued for up here to the north and to the west in Utah. Also, let's go ahead and turn on the severe weather alerts here from the National Weather Service. They expanded the tornado watch area all the way down here to Austin now. And we have several spots in here. These yellow spots are severe thunderstorm actual warnings, not just watches. So it's spreading. It's actually spreading to the south and to the southwest as the storm rotates. Let's go ahead and look at this on College of DuPage here. This will show us a little bit better. And I'll turn on the color enhancement here. Okay, so the system pulled down here to the southwest, and you can go watch my previous video that I did a few hours ago if you want to get up to speed on what caused all this. But now the storm is rotating back to the northwest. You can follow this track up into the north, and it's pulling back to the west. You can see the storms kick off here in the Midwest as it takes that big, deep gulp of moisture off the Gulf of Mexico and pulls it up to the north and mixing it with that cold air behind. We're looking at like 30 to 40 degree temperatures behind and about 70 to 80 out in front of the storm. We can look at this multiple different ways. Here on the telecast, this looks like it just updated, and we have another possible tornado detected over Arkansas. Now, Arkansas, guys, multiple people have been killed. Over on, let's see, I've got a post on my YouTube or on my Facebook page here. This comes from a viewer who flew a drone over the affected area in Arkansas. And it goes on and on for several minutes. I'll just arrow through this here really quick so you guys can see what's up. But we're talking major damage down there. There's people screaming for help in the woods. Okay, here's some shots here, and this is breaking across mainstream media down in Arkansas. Unfortunately, they're not out of it yet. Now, the area that was in question was here in northwest Arkansas. Now the storms are pushing east by northeast. Looks like we do indeed have another possible tornado detected over the Conway, Greenbrier, Beebe, Arkansas area, just north of Little Rock. And it's pushing, let's see, north by northeast. Now, I'm here in St. Louis. Let's go back over to Weather Channel here. Here in St. Louis, we're going to have to watch out probably till about 3 in the morning or so. The way these storms are going, let me go ahead and turn all this off so you can just see the storms. These are all going east by northeast. So you can see this line of storms here. It's going to come right up over, let me turn down the opacity so you can see St. Louis. Come over St. Louis, and then it's going to head up over Illinois towards Chicago. And that's this line of storms here to the southwest of Missouri right now. Also, coming out of Arkansas, you can see the intense storms. That's going to blow up over Illinois and Indiana over the next several hours going into tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, let's jump back over here to College of DuPage. As the storm rotates east by northeast eventually, it will take one more big gulp off the Gulf of Mexico and blast it up here to the north again. And that will be in the states just to the east and southeast of this current outbreak. So going into tomorrow, we're going to have to watch Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Virginia, West Virginia, North and South Carolina, Georgia, possibly even Alabama and Mississippi. Now, let me bring you over to the live weather feed page. And again, all these links are down below the video, so if you guys want to follow along, you can just click along on these links. And we have several different feeds from the National Weather Service, AccuWeather, and Telecast, Unisys. I want to draw your attention to something that started to happen again tonight. Here, this one shows it really well. This is NIU. Okay, you can see a large amount of ionization occurring again. Again, this time in the areas that we're going to need to watch over the next 48 hours. So we can name the states: Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, North Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina. Anywhere where you see the ionization occurring are areas that we're going to need to watch in the near-term future. Here's another map that shows it great. Okay, so you can see them kick off. You can even see the isolated nature of some of the stations, whereas some of the other stations around are not doing the pulsing. There are certain stations that are, and they're clicking on, clicking off as they pulse the storm. Weather modification, I hate to say it, but that's what I would say it is, okay? It's not just a random coincidence that these areas are being hit 2 days after we see an event like this, then severe weather blows into the area. Now let's go back over to, let's see, IntelliCast, and we're going to hit refresh on this just to make sure we've got the most current image here. And of course, because I'm live streaming and because of the high demand, we're looking at heavy bandwidth time for loading on these different weather feeds. All right, here we go. Now we have 2 possible tornadoes detected, and that would be over western Arkansas and north central Arkansas. Again, this line of storms is really strong. A lot of people have a problem with IntelliCast, so let's jump over to Weather Channel. They're the exact same. Weather Channel purchased IntelliCast and started using their radar system and their Titan storm tracking system last year. So we'll wait for the Weather Channel load, and they do as well have multiple possible tornadoes and hail detected. This is a strength of 11. You can see in this little gray box here, it says strength 11. That goes up to 15 for the Titan storm tracking system. That's the computer detecting what's inside of the storm and possible rotation. If you live in Arkansas, you're not out of it yet. This whole line of storms is going to pass east by northeast, like I've been saying, across the entire state. Also, you can see all the damaging winds. Every little yellow circle is damaging winds. Blue circles are hail, and of course red is tornado. Green is strong cell thunderstorms. So you can see, large lightning strikes and possible hail develop with those as well. Overall, guys, today has been crazy. Going into tomorrow, let's just back this out like a college page again. Again, mid-Atlantic states, South Coast, we're going to need to be aware that this is not gone yet, especially the way it's pulling due north, which means you can just expect it's going to pull back around. As it pulls back around, it's going to take another big dip off the south. So you can see the cloud heights here. The temperature indicates the cloud height. Cloud height, of course, indicates possible thunderstorm activity. So you can see the cold cloud tops here indicate a massive outbreak taking just right now. I mean, it's still carrying on through the overnight hours, even without any kind of sunlight playing into this. Let me give you one shot of the northern hemisphere, and we'll turn this on infrared, last 48 images, and we'll do the same thing. We're going to turn on color enhancement. Okay, and there we go. So you can see coming in from the Pacific Northwest a much larger low pressure system, slower moving, of course. This system, so powerful, is actually drawing off of it. You can see it now sucking in off of the Pacific Northwest over North California. When we come back over here, let's go over and look at the West Coast really quick. Okay, you can see damaging winds, strong cell thunderstorms. Also looks like snow and sleet at higher elevations being pulled in off this next storm from this storm. The tight bands of the low pressure system are really pulling in a lot of moisture from areas from other storms now. Now this is going to pass up to the northeast. So tomorrow, if you were to give me, if I were to give you a best case scenario, this might die out slightly for the rest of the night, depending on what the temperatures, again, if we see a cold mix with the hot, that's where we're going to get the major severe weather outbreak. However, if the cold was able to manage to break its way into this, that is, to come in from the south, if it was able to pull this cold blast all the way back down here to the south, we might see it kill the storm. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It's going north. As it goes north, it's going to pull back around. There's no way around it.
It's after 10 p.m. Eastern, but we have a fluid situation developing right now, and that is we have tremendous tornado outbreak across America. Now, earlier there was 10 tornadoes in North Carolina on Saturday, damaging over 200 homes and putting dozens of people in the hospital, but no one died. But unfortunately, we've had tornadoes also in Oklahoma. We have reports there are 2 people dead in Oklahoma. I also have reports several tornadoes in the Joplin, Missouri area has been hitting. Also, we have, and I want to thank Greg Moye of North Carolina for getting these reports to us during our live broadcast that we had tonight on Sunday Night Live at my website. Also, there's been a mile-wide tornado that has ripped through near Little Rock, Arkansas, and actually hit a town called Mayflower, Arkansas. We have reports, heavy damage. I've seen pictures. I actually saw the tornado as it was headed in that direction. It was taken by a young man that posted on his Twitter account. But I do not have authority or authorization to use that, of course. But I did see it, and it was a huge tornado. Now, we understand that heavy damage. 1 person has been reported dead. There may be more. The death toll may go up. It is a very catastrophic situation in Mayflower, Arkansas, and the night is just beginning. There is tornado potentials for Nebraska, for Iowa, for Missouri, for, again, still in Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, as of now. And as we go through the night, and then it will continue probably throughout tomorrow as these storms head east. The dangerous scene is played out northwest of Little Rock, Arkansas tonight when a massive tornado slammed Mayflower, Arkansas, and other towns that was in its path, demolishing homes and tossing cars like toys. According to KATV, at least 1 person has been killed by the tornado, confirmed by Arkansas Highway Patrol along Highway 365, and Interstate 40 has been shut down in both directions as there's been heavy damage and several 18-wheelers tossed off the road. So we do not know what the death toll will be. We know this is serious, and this twister. I'm looking at semis that were just twist like this. I'm looking at homes that just nothing's there, just complete annihilation. Storm chasers were on the scene shortly after it happened. They told the Weather Channel they assisted and injured residents in nearby communities affected by the tornado. After hitting Mayflower, the tornado also left reported damage in Vilona, Arkansas. According to authorities, mass casualty situation was occurring tonight in Vilona. Mass casualties. Folks, there's more than just 1 dead or 2 dead here and there. This is a very, very significant situation. They're requesting at least a dozen ambulances to assist in transporting injured to hospitals. It's like a war zone, according to Tom Marsh, who was in Vilona when the tornado hit the town. As the storm showed up on radar, debris signature was seen on the radar as analyzed by Dr. Greg Forbes, severe weather expert for the Weather Channel. Also, it reminds you of a kind of thing we saw in El Reno tornado back in May of last year. This thing is ugly, what's happened. Mayflower was a town of approximately 2,300 people, 22 miles northwest of Little Rock, and the town has been leveled. So we have significant issues here developing. It's breaking news, and I know it's late, but and it's a fluid situation, so I'm sure the reports of the injured and the dead will change by tomorrow morning. Please, the storms are not over. They're still raging across America, and we need to pray that the blood of Jesus would cover you and your family if you're anywhere in these vicinities of this path of these storms. You may not even know that the storm's coming your way. You may not realize the danger that lurks in the dark. And let me just say, pray for the families of those that are injured. Pray for the injured. Pray for the families of those that have lost loved ones, and people have been, their homes have been wiped out and they've been devastated. There's many things. We just pray for everyone involved. Almost out of fish. What? 500,000 dead carp in the Cumberland River in Kentucky. Are you serious? Also, there's been tornadoes ripping through North Carolina, damaging over 200 homes, and dozens are in the hospital. Also, we have a ton of earthquakes breaking out across the world. 36 earthquakes in the last 24 hours in different places. And the Ebola outbreak. This plague, it's a plague, it's diseases. Jesus said these would be the signs in the end times. Matter of fact, here's the deal with the carp. Several sources in Kentucky, including WKMS in Murray, Kentucky, are reporting on a massive, sudden die-off of silver carp. Are you serious? Are you serious? Where? Cumberland River, below Lake Barkley, the Lake Barkley Dam, downriver from Nashville and Clarksville, Tennessee. Estimates of tens of thousands, maybe as many as 500,000 dead carp. And they've died in the last 24-hour period. Now, these are the silver carp, also known as Asian carp. Now, the cause of the die-off is unknown. How many times have we heard this? How many times have we heard this? And no one ever comes back with the answer. You know why? There is no answer. There's no explanation. There's no poison, no toxins. There's no possible reasoning. That sometimes they say that the fish just get scared and run to the bank and smother themselves. Other times they tell us that too many people were urinating in a lake and maybe killed 10,000. Oh, come on, guys. Are you seriously serious? I'll tell you the answer. I'm going to tell you the answer. And it's found in the Bible. Oh, I know.
This is One for the Record. I'm Diana, and today is April 27th, 2014. And here are your news updates for today. The most important thing right now is that you have weather alerts, and I want everybody to keep checking their weather and go to sleep with your regular news on, so that if there is a warning in your area, you hear it. But heads up, that's all I'm doing today. I don't want to drag this out. I am attaching some videos at the end of this broadcast. But everyone be safe, be prepared for anything. Make sure you have a copy of all your phone numbers written on hard copy on you. And my prayers go out to everyone out there with the tornadoes happening. So just be safe. Make sure your family is safe. Make sure your pets are safe. And make sure you contact people that you know live in all these areas. Make sure they're safe. Alrighty then. So I'll see you tomorrow on the flip side. And just be safe. That's all I have to say. Alrighty then.
Hi everybody, today is April 26, 2014. Oh, the end of the world is coming. Cuba is running out of condoms. Cubans have grown accustomed to shortages, from food staples to energy to toilet paper. Basic goods regularly become unavailable due to the island's isolation from key international markets. The newest item on Cuba's list of dwindling commodities is condoms, which are now reportedly in short supply. In response, the Cuban government has approved the sale of expired condoms. In 2012, when millions of condoms imported from China were set to expire, The government ruled that the expiration labels were incorrect and they should be redated for 2014. The ensuing backlog pushed up the price of a condom from a few cents to $1.30, a day's earning for the average Cuban, and is the approximate cause of the current shortage. Cuban bloggers first started reporting the scarcity last month when pharmacies in one central province began running out of the government-subsidized condoms. Now the surges have reached Havana suburbs, where Cubans apparently also frequently use condoms to smuggle cheap rum into nightclubs. The city of Santa Clara is perhaps the worst affected and has the highest rate of HIV in the country, although the Cuban government has made no official statements. The state-run Sex Education Center, SENEX, is attempting to redirect scarce supplies to areas of greatest need, including specifically to HIV-positive people. The World Health Organization, among others, has praised Cuba for its success in promoting sexual health. The island nation has one of the lowest rates of HIV/AIDS in the Western Hemisphere, on par with Finland and Singapore. Those levels are due, in fact, to the free universal health care Cuba provides, which includes extensive HIV testing and graphic sex education, according to the New York Times. The achievement is also thanks to some harsh and heavy-handed policies the state has enacted in the name of public health. Until 1993, for instance, anyone who tested positive for HIV was forcibly quarantined. Alright, put your comments down below. Bookmark my site. I'll keep you up to date. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you all. Bye. Hi everybody, today is April 26, 2014. Coldwater Creek closing all stores. Radio Shack 1000, Sears Kmart 500, and Blockbuster, I believe, is closing about 300 stores. San Diego's last 2 Coldwater stores will soon close, as the Sandpoint, Idaho-based women's fashion retailer winds down its operations nationwide. The 30-year-old chain hasn't turned a profit in 7 years and is calling it quits for its remaining 350 stores and website, with a voluntary Chapter 11 proceeding to shut the business down. Liquidation sales began in early May in the stores in Westfield, North County, The Forum, Carlsbad. The company was unable to find a buyer or obtain money to pay for a turnaround, officials said in an announcement this month. President Jill Dean said it was heartbreaking news that our business is no longer sustainable, in a letter posted to the e-commerce site a few days after the announcement. Coldwater Creek is not the only retailer troubled by declining foot traffic. And ever savvier shoppers, Radio Shack announced earlier this week it plans to close 1,000 or 20% of its stores. Macy's is closing 5 stores in a restructuring effort. JCPenney plans to close 33. And Sears Holdings is winding down operations at some 500 Sears and Kmart stores this year. And before the springtime extermination began, Dish Network in November decided to close its final 300 Blockbuster stores. Alright, put your comments down below. Bookmark my site. I'll keep you up to date. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.